gather around the table once again for another session of Dungeons and Drakfus, and today, like I said in Gruels, we have a double header, because we're going to be taking on the second world boss, and that's why we've returned to Hellfire Citadel. But Drak, why is it considered a world boss? I think it honestly... Oh, hi, buddy. It honestly should be a world boss, because there's only one guy in there. I mean, at least with Gruels Lair, you had a second boss in there and a bunch of ogres. This one, it just feels like it should have been part of the world, not necessarily instanced off. That's my honest opinion. Now, people remember when we did the Blood Furnace and we got to go to the final boss's room, we actually were able to look down into this raid and see the Pit Lord Magtheridon and his grisly fate in the Burning Crusade. So as we step into Magtheridons Lair, let me go ahead and read the lore before we step in. This is from Wowpedia. After the Legion came to Outland, Magtheridon controlled all but small pockets of Outland. Even so, he was taken largely by surprise when Illidan and his allies conquered the Black Temple. Many believed that Magtheridon had been slain in the attack, but when Illidan discovered that Magtheridon's blood had a transformative, corrupting effect on orcs, the beaten Pit Lord was dragged to Hellfire Citadel. Bound by chains both physical and magical, Magtheridon survives, at the brink of death, each day. Illidan's minions drain his tainted blood, pooling it for purposes as malevolent as Magtheridon himself, the creation of a new army of barbaric Fel-Orcs. So this is basically how Illidan kept a fighting force for his military. He just kept feeding this to the orcs and got himself some Fel-Orcs. Thankfully, he had some willing participants when he came across Kargath Bladefist. So let's go ahead and step into Magtheridon's Lair, because we need to stop this. If we could stop Magtheridon, he can't make more Fel-Orcs, which means his military is going to be diminished. It's going to be reduced down to his original forces, which were Naga and Blood Elves. And so here we are in Magtheridon's Lair. And like I said, it really just feels like this should have been an open part of the world, because really all there is down here is these Hellfire Warders, which are the only thing keeping Magtheridon from running free and being a terror to the Illidari forces. And you could have easily made this more imposing, but that's just my opinion. I find it always difficult trying to just do an instanced area with just one boss. And I know that there are some that came later that I don't have too many issues with, but the main reason I don't have issues with them is because maybe there's like a sub-boss, a mini-boss in there that helps keep it interesting. But here is the Pit Lord himself. Here is Magtheridon. Now you'll notice there's a bunch of Hellfire Channelers all around him trying to contain him. The goal of the fight is to let him loose and actually kill him. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and take care of this guy. Now, as soon as we take care of enough of these guys, Magtheridon will be unleashed. There we go. He's out. Face of Fury! We're not letting you kill us, Magtheridon! I am unleashed! Screw you! We're gonna kill you! And yes, you pull the rest of the frickin' instance. But we don't care. Because we can just kill him. Face of Fury! Oh no, he's earthquaking! Let the walls of this prison tremble and fall! That's one of the biggest, coolest aspects of this fight, is like eventually he's like, screw you, I don't like being in this room, I'm gonna rip it apart. And you have to kill him before it becomes a major problem. And there you go, he is dead. And I'm actually glad that he stayed like his original Pit Lord design. We have upgraded Pit Lords that come later, but I'm glad that they kept the original design so people could see it. Let's see, what do we have? We have the Karaborian Talisman, which we'll go ahead and get that. And also, if people remember from... people remember back with Nefarian and Onyxia, you actually could collect their heads. And this is a similar thing. The fall of Magtheridon. The source of Illidan Stormrage's Fel-Orc army has been vanquished. The manufactory halts production of its grim product, at least for now. All that remains are a few trinkets and his severed head, a fitting trophy for a hero of the Horde. return Magtheridon's head to Nazgril at Thrallmar. So let's go ahead and do that, and then you actually do get a buff for anybody who's in the area when this thing gets put up. For that, though, let's go ahead and do a quick magic cut while we head back to Thrallmar. Okay, so we're back at Thrallmar. Let's go ahead and turn this into Nazgril. Hi, Nazgril! We got a big, shiny Pit Lord head for you. So, the fall of Magtheridon.
For the first time in as long as I can remember, there was silence.
Yes, because I brought this giant Pit Lord head.
This defeat is not only a blow to Illidan, Drakfu. The Legion too reels. A Pit Lord commander has been defeated. The siege of Hellfire Citadel now holds no purpose for the Burning Legion. All of their efforts will undoubtedly be turned upon the Black Temple. Redemption comes for Illidan, and soon.
And we don't really care about the ring, but okay.
Hellfire Citadel is ours! The source of Illidan's Fel-Orc army is no more! Magtheridon has fallen to the might of Drakfu and his allies. The time for us to rise and strike at the Fel-Orcs that remain is now. Do this for your war chief. Do this for the Horde.
Excuse me. And so you can see right in the middle of Thrallmar, you have Magtheridon's head put up on a nice little pike. Now, for a lot of people, this might be where you want the video to end. Cool. Thanks for watching. Tune in tomorrow because we're going to be taking on the next raid of the next Burning Crusade raid. But we're actually going to keep this, since I already had Gruul's Lair go a little short, we're going to have this video go a little bit longer as we continue the quest, which is going to be part of the whole Black Temple unlocking storyline. So, really quick, I'm going to do a magic cut while we fly back to Shadowmoon Valley. Alright, we're back, and we are at the Atamal Terrace, right next to Black Temple. If people remember from the Arcatraz video, we were sent here by Akama to acquire what's called the Heart of Fury. So we are here. Let's go ahead and acquire what we need. Specifically, we're going to need something off of a Dragon Rider, I believe. I believe that's what we need to do. Yeah, go to the top of the Atamal Terrace and obtain the Heart of Fury. Okay, cool. So we're already at the top. Let's go ahead and obtain it. Oh, no. There's no Heart of Fury here. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take care of the Shadowmoon Chosen. This is for lying to me. There's no Heart of Fury here. There we go. Oh, here it is, actually. So, let's go and do this. We gotta take care of these Soul Breakers, or Soul Stealers. And while we do that, we're being fired on by Shadowmoon Retainers. And here comes...
You will never get the Heart of Fury. Its power belongs to Illidan.
So here's Shadow Lord Deathwhale, who's what we actually need to take out to get it. There we go. And we'll take care of these retainers too. All you gotta do is loot it, and there you go. Heart of Fury. So let's head back to Akama and get the next step in the Black Temple storyline, which is going to be appropriate considering what we need to do next. So here we go. Are we really close to the prison? I think so. So we won't necessarily do a magic cut for this one. There we go. And obviously, again, happy Monday, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day. I hope you guys like the double header. I really didn't want to do them separately, and then I also wanted to not do Gruul and Magtheridon as one video, but I figured that as an addition we can do this and add on to Magtheridon's time, because that's more in tune with the Illidan storyline than Gruul is. Okay, so now we are in the Warden's Cage. Let's make our way to Akama. Underneath we need to go, and then up again. And here we are. So here's Akama.
Our faith cannot be broken.
You've returned, Drakfu.
Yes, we have, with the Heart of Fury.
The crystal, its power, now in my hands.
Never hesitate.
Up.
Heart of Fury. I witnessed its power long ago when Valen wielded it. I feel the same power coursing through it right now. With this crystal's powers, my Deathsworn and I, we'd be unstoppable. We could destroy Illidan. We could replace him as Lords of Outland. But that is not part of the vision I was granted. That is not how the people will be freed. How my people will be freed. Please, Drakfu, you must take the Heart of Fury somewhere safe. You must take it to Adal.
We must never change.
So, Akama's promise. Akama inserts the crystal into the medallion in his hand.
I am not as strong as I once was, Drakfu. Being so close to evil itself all these years, I do not know if I can trust myself when an artifact as powerful as this. Take this as my promise to you, that when the time comes and you face Illidan, I will be on your side. Take it to the one being we know we can trust with its power. Take the medallion to Adal in Shatrath City.
Light guide you.
Okay, so we have yet another step to accomplish, and we already know where we're going, so I'm going to go ahead and magic cut again while we head over to Shatrath to give this to Adal. Alright, we are back in Shatrath, and here is Adal, so let's go ahead and give the medallion as Akama asked. Akama's promise. Adal notices your approach, and a warm light embraces you. Adal seems to know you have something for him. As you give the medallion to Adal, it disappears into his being in a flash of light. You are briefly shown a glimpse for a moment, perhaps in the future. You see Akama and Maiev coming out of the Warden's cage, fighting their way to the Dark Temple. A third figure shrouded in shadows is aiding them. Upon closer inspection, you notice that the figure is you. And there you go, we get some verdant gloves out of that. And yay! So we have given this over to him. I believe the next quest is given by him, but I might be wrong. Let's see.
Observe and reflect. Come back.
The Tempest Key. Okay, I know that the next step... Maybe we just need to take care of a few things first. I don't know. What about you? What's going on with you? Trouble at Akhenaten. I don't necessarily care about that one. Okay, so quick magica while we fly back to Akama and see if the next step can be unlocked. Okay, so we are back at the Warden's cage, and as you can see, Akama doesn't have a quest for us. That's because I completely forgot that the next step is actually in the next raid that we need to take on, because then we're going to get the next step of the Black Temple journey. So make sure to join us tomorrow as we take on the first bit of Tier 5 content, as we take on the first of Illidan's lieutenants. We take on Lady Vaj in the Serpent Shrine Cavern. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.